Welcome to RoosterTV, and today we're joined by one of the quickest, if not the quickest bloke at the footy club, Robbie Young. Robbie, thanks for joining us.
No, thanks Darryl, thanks for having me.
No worries, mate. Obviously last week was a celebration of Indigenous culture, and we were lucky enough that the SANFL had an Indigenous round. And Robbie, again, we'd like to thank him for helping to facilitate the design of the Guernsey with some help from a couple of others, which he will go into in a minute. But quickly, we'll give it a show first, Robbie.
Yep.
Just show everyone that the magnificent design that they put on for our guys to wear on the weekend. I think we had the first time. We were fortunate enough to get our league and reserves to wear the Guernsey, which was an initiative of Robbie to come towards forward to the club and ask if both grades could wear it, which we're able to do, which was great, and it might be the first time in the SANFL that's happened. So I'll hand over to Robbie to give us a quick rundown of the story behind the Guernsey, and then we'll chat about the game.
Yeah, thanks Tubbs. Obviously I was asked the opportunity to design the Guernsey at the start of the year, and because I've already done I've already had the opportunity to design it, I've sat down and just offered it to one of our younger players in our junior program, Blaine O'Loughlin. Obviously started off in the senior program, doing some pre-season and then training and playing a few games. So I sat down with him and his mum and his sister Kari and asked them if they would love to be a part of designing this year's Guernsey, and they said they grabbed it with both hands, and they said they'd love to have the opportunity to design a Guernsey, and his sister's pretty heavily invested in her Aboriginal art and starting up her own little business and some paintings that she's doing. So they'd love to help out, and basically the Guernsey represents the Southern Aranda people, the lower Southern Aranda people from the Simpson Desert, so up in the up north of South Australia, and then the circles around the circle in the middle represents the North Adelaide women's the senior program and the junior program coming together and playing at Prospect Oval. The wavy lines that go over the circles represents the Narungga people, and that's where Blaine's dad's from, and that's where I'm from as well, and represents the Narungga people of the Point Pearce community, and all the ties back there. So we actually went into and we designed, put the boomerang as the V, obviously a significant Aboriginal artefact or a tool that Aboriginal people used to use way back before time could even put a camera on the show. So we used that as well, and that's obviously only the most skillful and most skilled players or Aboriginal people could use that tool. So, and that shows not anyone can just walk to North Adelaide Footy Club and put on the jumper. It's only the most skilled players that are involved in the program, and that's something we wanted to implement on there. On the back of the Guernsey we have some language groups, and that represents all the 9 Indigenous players we have here at the club. Extending from over the far west of Sejuna all the way through to the foot of the York Peninsula, the southeast down the Coorong, and then as far as Elliot up in the Northern Territory where Jakey Needs from. So it was a good opportunity for me to sit down with the family and just write out a few ideas on what we wanted to implement on the Guernsey, and it turned out really well, and everyone's getting around to design and asking when are they on sale, because they'd love to buy one and show it off at some of our home games, and hopefully lead into further down the track, and when we play in September. So that's just a bit of a debrief of the Guernsey and what it means, and I was absolutely honoured to spend some time with Blaine's mum and his sister Kari, and put out a few ideas on what we wanted to have on the Guernsey. So couldn't be more happier with how it turned out, and I'm sure all the players loved wearing it. Both obviously the reserves and the league was a massive thing that I drove this year. I wanted the reserves to feel included in in this round, and it plays a big part for our people and Aboriginal players here at the club, because they want to feel included, and to have some of the reserves players be able to wear this jumper for the first time, it's a major achievement for North Adelaide, and then hopefully over the years to come that we start seeing other SANFL clubs start taking the initiative and doing these sorts of things. So that's just a bit of a backdrop to how it come about, and I've really enjoyed my time helping out. So yeah.
And just on the process, mate, in terms of catching up and having the first meeting to discuss what you're going to do with the Guernsey to it actually becoming a finished product, what sort of time frame did you go through this year?
We basically Tubbs coming to me at the early in the year and just kind of mentioned it to me about obviously designing a Guernsey. We didn't get the opportunity to do it last year because of COVID, so he kind of just give me a bit of a time frame of to start thinking about some ideas, and then I kind of made a little messenger group with just a few of all the Aboriginal players here at the club in that, and then I just said, like, what do you boys want to have on the Guernsey, and then I kind of went out of my way and then I asked Blaney specifically, because it's probably going to be his last year here before he gets drafted, if he wants to have any input, or if he wants to ask mum and dad to help out with the Guernsey, and kind of just left it up to them, and then the guys at North Adelaide just said, how's it tracking, and then I kind of just touched base back with Annie Janet and Kari and see how they were going, and they sent through a couple of photos, and then kind of got the ball rolling with obviously sending it to Alira and the guys here about sending it off to the printers and getting a few things sorted out with spellings of language groups, because there's all different sorts of spellings with getting it correct and making sure we're not passing or stepping past the line and like making up names and different spellings. So we make sure we were all correct with all that sort of stuff, because we didn't want to upset anyone. So a bit of a process, but they were really great and helping me do all that sort of things, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. It's pretty special, and something I hold close to my heart in the years to come.
They do look amazing, and just to probably answer your question about some purchases, the club will be putting the league squad, which we got the Guernseys for, on sale Friday morning from 9 a.m. So if you keep an eye on your social media platforms, and you can pick out your favourite player, and hopefully you can be lucky enough to get their Guernsey, because they're amazing, and it was great to see both grades wearing them on the weekend. So just on the weekend's game, mate, we got a couple of big wins in the Guernsey, so that was great to see. The league boys dominated probably from quarter time onwards with field position, and Westie's made it tough to score, but we eventually won quite comfortably by 44 points. Your thoughts?
Yeah, so the reserves have been playing some unreal footy over the last couple of weeks, and just been setting the standard at training, and then obviously setting the tone for the league boys for when they rock up on match day. So they've been playing really well, good footy, and I think they've won the last 3 out of 4.
Yep.
And they've really hit some form, and we've got some guys on their team that are pushing their cases for league footy, and I was just happy to see that all the hard work that they've done over the first half of the year, that it's starting to come together now, and they're starting to hit some form and play some real good footy. The league boys, obviously, bit of tug of war early on, quarter time up to half time, pretty close. Pretty hard to score against Westies. They just made it a bit of a dogfight, which was something we're pretty used to. And then after the game, after the half time, we pretty much got our game going, and were able to score some pretty easy goals, and run away with a convincing win. So we're doing a lot of things right. We just got to keep on the ball and keep improving every week, and hopefully we see the results, and hopefully good second half of the year and then lead into finals. So.
And just a special finish on the weekend, mate. You're able to get on the end of a sneaky little handball from Kane Merkovich and kick the final goal for us of the game, which is for a couple of weeks in a row now. You've been on the end of it to finish off the game. That was pretty special for you.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty special, obviously. It's not the ideal start of the year I wanted to have, obviously playing a bit of reserves footy, but with me playing the last couple of weeks in the league team, it's been really enjoyable just to get back to, I guess, enjoying footy and enjoying what I do best and what I bring to the team. It's obviously something different, some different sort of pressure, and it's just good to get some reward for effort. And even though it was late, I was always happy to kick a goal at the end of the day, and I love celebrating. So. Yeah.
We like seeing you celebrate, mate, so you can kick 5 this week if you like. But on to this week's game. We're back home, which is good, and we play against Centrals, who are going well in the reserves and in the league. They're pushing teams. They had 6 more scoring shots than Port on the weekend, but couldn't get over the line, and they did get us done in round 1. So we know they're going to bring the heat, and they're a fit bunch out there. And how do you think we're going to get the chocolates this week, mate?
I think we just got to stick to our game plan. We lost to them in round 1, so we 0-1, and as long as we stick to what we have to do and play to our structure and stick to the process, we should run away with a win. In saying that, it's always been a tough go with Centrals. They always seem to play pretty well here at Prospect, and that I've been here, and they always make a bit of tug of war. So. We're going to have a game up on our hands, and as long as we just stick to what we know best, I'm sure we'll come away with the chocolate. So,
No, good work, mate. As mentioned, we are back home here at Prospect Oval this Saturday. The reserves at 11:30 start, back to normal time. League at 2:10. So make sure you get down here and cheer the boys on, and hopefully we can get another win. And just again, we'll just show you the Guernsey. These do go on sale from Friday morning at 9 a.m. So. An amazing design, which they're all amazing, the Indigenous Guernsey. So if you want one, I think you better get in quick, and hopefully you get your favourite player. So thanks, Robbie. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you all next week.
Thanks for having me.